We now have the pleasure and privilege to listen to one of our distinguished past pupils who has excelled in the field of law, Ms.Ruchira Gunesekera. She has obtained a Master's in Human Rights from the University of Colombo and an LLM in International Business and Commercial Law from the University of West London. She has attended many conferences and done a lot of work for the upliftment of women and children. Most importantly, she can be seen as an embodiment of the power of the woman, as she is the president of the Women Lawyers Association of Sri Lanka, and she has been elected as the first female General Secretary of the Organization of Professional Associations of Sri Lanka, commonly known as UPA, and is now the President-elect of the UPA. Please welcome Ms. Ruchira Gunesekera, who will speak to us on the qualities and the skills needed by women in challenging times.
Good morning to all. Good morning, Madam Principal, Ms. Nadira, teachers, students, both past and present of Musaeus College. First and foremost, I'm deeply honored to be invited to deliver the 2022 Musaeus Higgins Peter D. Abrew Memorial Oration, organized by the Past Pupils Association as we celebrate the 131st anniversary of our great school, Musaeus College. Being successful is more of a journey, not a destination. The greatest journeys in our lives started off with small steps, and the journey of my life began through the gateways of Musaeus College 49 years ago. We were lucky that we were educated in a school as great as ours. Our school gave us the opportunity to achieve higher standard. I remember my first day at Musaeus College, walking to a classroom to sit the entrance examination, accompanied by my loving father. With pride, I must say, I had the first success in life. That is, I scored 9 marks out of 10, especially for correctly writing the names of the parts of a coconut tree, where we were asked to identify, but I did it. I should say, because my house, we had always a coconut around, so I was very happy about it, but still I was not happy that I could not score that other mark anyway for some reason. And I must say that, I want to tell you about a little bit of history. My paternal grandmother, Miss Lillian Gunaratna, I think she was 3rd batch of Musaeus College, and she is the one who influenced my father and my sister Darshika. We should study at Musaeus College. So she did all the groundwork and support she gave for us. But this is the word that she said, this is the best school, women school, especially Buddhist school. And at that time, it was called the finishing school. Most elite people, they used to send their children, the daughters, to this school. So I was very happy that, and with greatest respect, I remember, and I'm very grateful to her. If not for her, I wouldn't have been a past student of Musaeus College. So I'm ever grateful. During these years at this school, I have been able to conquer my fears, face my obstacles, and break apparent boundaries. Musaeus has given me an opportunity that I'll be forever grateful for. The tradition, the values, and memories are some that I can keep for life. Thanks to my classmates, and of course to our dear teachers, my student life was full of joy and new experiences. I must say that we were the naughtiest and most mischievous, but we always balanced. We all excelled in our studies and sports. I'll be failing in my duty if I do not mention few names, as although I am not par with them, but I want to, with of course, one of my greatest friend, the classmate is just here with me here physically. She's Miss Nihara Jayatilaka, and a very smart girl. Even now, she looks like, I should say, 18. She was so cheerful, and she was at the hostel, she was the unofficial leader. Because I want to say this now, we had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go through all the rituals in the morning, all that. But she used to get up at 4:45 and she will reserve the toilet for herself. And then she directed us, all of us, you go and get dressed soon, because we were supposed to get dressed and go for breakfast, first to the temple and then to the breakfast, and to finish all that by 7 o'clock and to be in the class by 7:30. And then the other great friend, we always call her Maya the Great. She, of course, again, I should say, one of the naughtiest, mischievous, and we our leader again. For all these misdeeds, she was giving the leadership. But still, I must say that both of them excel in studies, their sports, and they were prefects as well. So you can see how good, they were balanced their, school life, their personal life, as well as their all the other activities. So there is nothing called that you have to be studious and you must only do studies. So I am very happy to say that I was part of that family from 1974 to 1986, and to be them very cheerful. And of course there are other names that I don't want to take your time in mentioning those names. Our sincere thanks to our teachers for their supervision and great support. Museums and all Museites through the ages undoubtedly owe a great deal to the school's founder, Father Mr. Peter D. Abrew, as much as to its founder principal, Mrs. Musaeus Higgins. Mrs. Musaeus Higgins was born on 18th May in 1855 in Wismar in Germany. She was a German educationist, best known as the founder and principal of Musaeus College, Colombo. She also authored several publications based on Buddhist and Sinhala cultural themes, including Poya Day in 1924. She's recognized as an important figure in the pre-independence Buddhist revival in Sri Lanka and a pioneer in female education in the country. In Germany, after she completed her education, she became a professor. In 1880s, she went to the United States with her brother, where she met her husband, Anton Higgins, who was a US Army officer. Her husband died a few years after their marriage, and Higgins came to Ceylon with Colonel Olcott in his educational mission towards the upliftment of Buddhist people of Sri Lanka. Musaeus Higgins, who was known as Sudu Amma, founded Musaeus Girls' School, first in a small mud hut in 1891, but eventually replacing the hut with a brick building in 1895. Musaeus, as it exists today, has gone through many ups and downs, but by and large still upholds Musaeus Higgins' principles and vision, is counted as one of the best educational institutions. Mr. Peter D. Abrew, the eldest son of Mr. William D. Abrew, he was one of the pioneer stalwarts of the Theosophical Society of Ceylon. As a young, generous philanthropist, he had got actively interested in the movement started by Colonel Henry Olcott, and others towards regeneration of the Sinhalese nation, its religious and culture, which had sadly deteriorated during the last decades of 19th century together with its late father, Mr. William D. Abrew, who was himself member of this movement, donated their own land, built a truly Buddhist girls' school. In 1940, this grand old gentleman of Musaeus, who had sacrificed his entire life and good part of his wealth for Musaeus, passed away at the age of 78 with Musaeus foremost in his thoughts. As the leaders, the women are required to be empowered with knowledge. The knowledge which required to be better manage your family, be wise, and your resources to manage and maintain the family. This is from the aspect of living up to high standards of morals in our cultural context. Bringing up your children to be valuable citizens, ensuring a better future for them personally, inculcate values in them so they would be better placed to make a positive contribution to the society. The values where they would respect the culture, tradition, so as to be citizens of value who could make a difference in the society. To manage and maintain ourselves in these diverse fields by itself is a challenging proposition. Then to be a winner in such demanding circumstances, we must necessarily be armed with skills that are relevant for the specific field of engagement. The final delivery of our skills sets should be optimum quality and not an output for the sake of doing it. Some of the tools of relevance are mature thinking, strategic outlook, discernment, the ability to judge strength and weaknesses in a given scenario, etc. Here lies our responsibility to identify, focus, and corrective steps to enhance our skills and experiences in order to ensure that the first product carries the emblem of quality in it. Empowerment through knowledge. The knowledge is the most vital ingredient. Better informed you are, better you will be in the forming opinions. As women, you and I need to have our own opinion, not be guided by whoever. Be critical of situations, be analytical, not being clamped by framework thinking. Yes, the framework must be respected all times. Any solutions need to be strictly within the accepted frameworks. No flouting of laws, even if the end of may justify transition of laws. The foremost thing here is to be aware of the basic law, the Constitution, read it, understand. Our Constitution is good on safeguarding fundamental rights of individuals. Be aware of what your fundamental rights are. The redress available to you in case of being denied your rights. Take your family and associates, neighbors in the journey of rights awareness. More you are aware of rights, more your chances of highlighting their violations. Act as a deterrent to rights violators. The most needed skill is to stay unflustered by situation. Face them with your right awareness. Argue in an open, non-aggressive way, not being emotional. Try to get your view across without being offensive to diverse view. Listen well to the argument. Try to dissect them systematically by the power of your knowledge. Build up your network of the like-minded. Carry out analysis how the change should come. in what form, what tools to be used. Remember, women have this inbuilt capacity and density to be the engine of enforcing the change. Lead and be ready to be led collectively. Changing times have to be defined and understood based on the circumstances prevailing at a given time. Challenges can vary from natural disasters to political bankruptcy of a country, as that we face by us today in Sri Lanka. Within the major challenge, there are several other branches that confront and aggravates the overall challenge by directly or indirectly feeding into it. In today's context, the major challenges can be to both political and economics. Each of these can be dissected further to identify several other sub-areas. For example, in case of politics, the emerging concerns can be related to good governance, institutionalizing democratic principles, ensuring effective checks and balance, and so on. Each of these sub-areas are wide by itself. With this picture in mind, one can imagine the variety of skills and qualitative excellence each of these topics demand from us. As women, our expertise and know-how must span the length and breadth of the various disciplines, and that has an impact on our daily lives. The women folks have two battle fronts to wage our war in: the home front, the internal background, and the outside world with which we interact. It can be the place of work, the business one is engaged in, or the professional areas of engagement. Our nation is going through the worst economic and health crisis that has never been there for over a century. There is no other time better than now to recognize the potential for women to be resilient and to be brilliant leaders. Studies have shown that women are more likely than men to lead in times of crisis. Given the current political and economic climate, surely we can then assume that there are many opportunities for women to rise and showcase their skills in the workplace and other associations right now. In many local businesses, we have observed that it is more likely to appoint a woman for leading roles when the business is performing undesirably. These instances imply that men are happy to stand down to make way for women to lead. Typically, female traits of empathy, understanding, and tact have proved useful in times of difficulty, as I understand. Whether these suggestions represent a truth or not, it is undeniable that women require greater representation within senior position in their workplaces. That I believe is the current reality. I would like to say something personal, my achievement as mentioned by the secretary. When I actually had a dream in becoming a lawyer, but unfortunately I lost my mother when I was 3 months, and then I lost my father when I was 16 years. Then the whole world collapsed. Still, I would like to call myself a self-made woman. It's in that not only I was able to, no sooner my father died in 83, that was in August, I was able to do my O-levels, and then I obtained 3 distinctions and 5 credits. I want to say that our teachers are more than teachers. They were like always mothers looked after. And I'm very proud to say that knowing my background and the distress that we were going through, Madam Senadira was quick to check my results, and I vividly remember that. And she came up to me and said, "Well done. You have really done well this trying times. I'm very proud of you." So I'm very happy that she's here with me to share these memories. And I'm very proud, and that really I want to say that from 83 up to 86, I was able to finish my studies, of course, with my sister as well. But that was the real, the mental that we want to do well, even without parents, that you still, if there is a will, there is a way. So I never gave up. But I had that my dream that I want to somehow become a lawyer. But unfortunately, as you know, at that time, the age of majority was 21. So we had no way of taking our money out. But I was compelled to do a job. But still that it worked in my mind. One day I started as an accounts trainee and did my accountancy exams. But I did not forget my dream. I wanted to slowly but surely reach there. So I did my bachelor's law LLB at Open University, and then from there onwards I did my master's in law at the University of West London, and as well as master's in human rights at Colombo University, and also I partly qualified in accountancy, as I had to give up at some stage to fulfill my dream to become a lawyer. Although I took up legal late, I want to say that with all my seniors, within a very short span of time, I was able to contribute to the Bar Association. And I'm very proud to say that since the inception of in 1975, we did not have a committee for women lawyers, but that was my idea. So at that time, the president, President's Council, Mr. Yuval Silva, I proposed to him, sir, at least 61% are women lawyers, but we don't have a committee. So he was very quick and he was very happy. And then we established this committee. And I think and I'm very happy to say the present chairperson is none other than, I was the first chairperson in that committee. In fact, we were, for the program that we had, it was Ms. Maitri Wickramasinghe at that time as the wife of Prime Minister. She graced the occasion, and then again it was a coincidence that she was able to. But and I'm very happy to say the present chairperson is again my classmate, Ms. Ramani Fernando. So I'm very happy about that achievement. Not only that, that is what I want to tell our students, our present day students. These are not obstacles. These are, if you want to really believe in yourself, you can achieve it. I did not stop at that. I'm very happy to say that I'm if I say by practice, the youngest in Women Lawyers Association, where I became, actually I came step by step and I became the president. But some of the distinguished past presidents are Lady Eslin Daranegala, Madam Indira Samarasinghe, former president of Law College, and Ms. Maureen Seneviratne, first President's Council, first female President Council, Mrs. Chaturika Vijayasinghe, a very senior practitioner, and of course we have so many female, and of course the most distinguished past president is the present Supreme Court Judge, Madam Kumuduni Wickramasinghe. So I'm very happy to say that I achieved all that. I'm a self-made person. No person helped me even to get into the law field, even to support me to get into chambers. All that I did all myself. And also I like to say I also worked at the British High Commission, where they also, the way I just presented my credentials, and I was able to work there for 5 years. I did not even mention any referee. I did not have any support. But still, that was my strong belief. That is one thing is, as you know, the greatest your assets are your parents. I always wanted to bring honor to my parents as well as to my alma mater. That is to Musaeus College, because those are the values that we have got inculcated from our school, and to bring glory to my school. I want, and then I also joined the Organization of Professional Association of Sri Lanka, where always the men, really not a single woman, but because they really go by the outer appearance, they think that, okay, how can a woman, uh, compete with us? That was the thing. But I like to say this, and with pride I am saying, they always say, where did you study? At Musaeus College. Oh, you studied at Musaeus College. Some members, they, give their vote for me, saying, I gave the vote because you studied at Musaeus College. So that we all can be proud of that. So that we have studied at a very great school, Musaeus College. So I coming back to our situation now, I say, there is in many as you know, women put themselves forward and reach for opportunities to showcase their leadership ability without letting old-fashioned gender stereotype get in the way. The present crisis, or rather, crisis should be used as a time to attain leadership roles. It is the ideal chance to prove your abilities and restore confidence in your own strengths. Don't let yourself doubt or fear to cause you to give off the impression that you are less capable than others. Be proud of your accomplishment. You deserve to be where you are. Leaders need to be confident and decisive. Failure to recognize your strength and achievements could be highly damaging to career progression. It is common to have setbacks throughout any career, and therefore it is important that you do not deter you from taking on the challenge. Remember, you are only human, and it is more than acceptable to ask for help within the organization. Which will only be increasingly beneficial moving forward in your career. Gender diversity and business success go hand in hand. All organizations should by now recognize the importance of diversity and inclusivity at all levels in workplace to maximize their talent pool. Soft skills is a talent that all women employees should hone, particularly during challenging times. Practice administrators should never discount the importance of soft skills, that blend of personal qualities, attitudes, habits, and social behaviors that makes someone a good employee and easy to work with. Certainly, positions continue to require more technical and traditional skills than others. However, successful practitioners see the advantages of using recruitment and development strategies that help them identify qualified workers who also possess a strong set of complementary soft skills. Soft skill that women employees should develop are, in my view, is teamwork, strong work ethic, positive attitude, flexibility and adaptability, self-confidence, accepting of criticism, effective interpersonal skills, desire to learn, sense of commitment. The soft skills described by me are equally suitable for unemployed women, and housewives. The present socio-economic crisis has far-reaching repercussions for housewives and even school and university students to live in dignity. As growing inflation, power outage, and shortage of food, fuel, and other critical things like medications have made fulfilling basic requirements a daily problem. So socio-economic crises are seldom gender neutral, and Sri Lanka's current economic crisis is no exception. The continuing economic crisis in Sri Lanka has had a huge effect on females, such as students, housewives, employees, etc. Scarcity of essential food and medicine, as well as potential measures as a result of economic recovery processes, will have far-reaching consequences for many Sri Lankans, particularly women who are already vulnerable to socio-economic shocks and have limited access to resources and social protection. Personal care will not be emphasized due to decrease in family disposable income. As a result, women and girls may resort to unsanitary habits, endangering their health and well-being. Gender-based violence requires females' skills for its mitigation. Sri Lankans are encouraged to face the current situation with innovative thinking by using alternative sources in place of cooking, gas, scarcity of infant milk powder to be considered as a blessing, to resort to using more and more fresh milk and engage in home gardening to grow vegetables to fulfill their own daily needs are a few such innovative steps to follow. The housewife should act as the financial controls at home, as they have to ensure that they can make the ends meet in there. Our actions demonstrate our pride in our alma mater. Through our professional career path and our willingness to serve, collectively, we have quite a presence. We believe in high expectation and have a passion for learning. We are seeking ways to advance knowledge and educate our students to make a difference in our society and our world. And most of all, we still believe in hard work. I end by quoting Aristotle. Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intentions, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wisest choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Thank you. Terwan Sang.
Thank you, Ms. Gunesekera, for a very illuminating oration. The changes around the world, and especially here at home, are swift and unexpected. We as women have been called upon to change and adapt at a moment's notice to whatever challenges are thrown our way. You have given us a lot of food for thought and insights as to how we can better equip ourselves to deal with the rapidly changing society around us. Thank you once again for taking time off your busy schedule to address this gathering. Please accept this small token of appreciation from the MCPPA.